brief statement from Coach, and we'll take some questions after that.
Obviously we're happy that we won a few games here. I think we're excited about how our team continues to progress. I think we're always looking for ways to improve. I think our players have really bought into that. So I think we're starting in a pretty good spot right here. Our next opponent is very good. They are physical. They're talented. They are well executing offensive team, well executing defensive team. So we have a super hard challenge in front of us. But hopefully our team embraces this competition and this challenge.
Coach, looking at your career, your first 10 games at all your previous schools, this is one of your best stretches. What is different about Mizzou?
I think each year is different. I would literally have to go through and compare each one. I think every year is different. Every team is different, and I think where you're at as a program, honestly, is different every year, even from the same team, the same program year to year. I think where we are right now, the biggest thing for us, the biggest positive, is the growth that we've had. So I think. We were able to really put together a system that our players could believe in, buy in, and be successful in early on. Hopefully continue to grow, but it was something that I think they could be successful in early and not take months to learn and get better at.
Kellie, you've talked about growth a lot through this early portion of the season. What are kind of the biggest area or two that you've seen from the Maryville exhibition to now that you really like?
Well, I think our players understand. We'll start defensively. I think our players understand that there is somewhere they're supposed to be, and they need to be there. And I think so. Learning the system, but understanding the urgency of the system, I think, has really been important. I think we've gained some toughness in the last month. Probably never going to be where I want to be, but we will actually have some post-game clips of us winning a loose ball, which took some time to actually get that. So I think those areas have been better. I think our understanding of the urgency of rebounding is better. We've had some good moments technique-wise. We've got to still get better there. Offensively, I think just the comfort in our offense has been good. I think that growth has been really good. I think kind of filling their roles, I think, has been a positive offensively. Our valuing the basketball, so taking good shots, taking care of the basketball, finding high-quality shots, I think has been better than throughout this last month.
And with those steps taken, what do you see as the next area that you want to focus on?
Yeah, for us, I think several things. I think one, I still really want to continue to develop our scouting report defense. I think our communication is probably the number one thing. Offensively, continuing to play with pace, being able to go into the shot clock a little bit deeper with comfort, I think will be really important to us. So if there was one thing, it would be communication.
Coach, now that you got the 2 wins in the last week, when did the coaching staff really start preparing this team to face a team such as Illinois?
So our coaches go ahead and prepare ahead of time. So they're constantly looking ahead. I try to keep my mind and my eyes on the current next opponent. So for us, not until after the game last night did I start thinking about the next game. Even though when I left last night, I had a scouting report on my desk ready to go. We've already practiced today. We already started working on Illinois. So we'll have Monday and Tuesday to do game prep for our next opponent on Wednesday.
When you read said scouting report, what stands out the most to you about this Illinois team? Like you said, it's been red hot.
I think for them, it's something that it's on the scouting report, but it's not in your statistics. It's just their toughness. I mean, they are really physically tough, and there's no doubt they get that from their coach. I mean, she's got that personality, and her teams come out and play with a great intensity on both ends of the court. That to me is why they're so good. Now, they also have the skill, they have the ability to score in the paint, they can shoot, they can guard. But to me, it's the toughness that wins those battles that are close.
What about your team's toughness? I mean, the last two games have been battles for sure in both their own rights, like down the stretch with Calvin coming back. What kind of experience do you think that gives when you're going up a team like Illinois? Yeah,
listen, I think all the experiences that we've had all year, whether it was a close game, a physical game, I think it's like you're putting money in the bank, right? And we're going to have to take some of that out on Wednesday. The things that we have learned and the experience that we've had that give you confidence, whether it's a close game or the physicality or playing through adversity. When things don't look pretty out there on the court, playing ugly, finding a way to win. I think those things every time we do those things and we come out positively, it's been great for our team. We've been able to play through. So hopefully, that already the experiences that we've had this year should be building our confidence.
Coach, with Chloe, I think you talked about this a little after the Cal game, but it seems like the last 5 or 6 games, there's a pretty big difference between Dell's net rating when she's on versus off the floor. Just curious what kind of impact you see from her and what you're able to do with her versus without her.
Yeah, so Chloe has a really good IQ, and she has some really good instincts. I think for her, the more she just plays freely and doesn't overthink, she plays really good. And that's where statistically you've seen an improvement with our team because she's on the court. A lot of that has to do with her defense. And, you look at her and you're thinking, she's not this great defensive stopper, but she makes plays. She'll get a deflection. She'll be at the right spot. She'll grab a rebound. She'll tip a rebound. Just little things that add up big with this team.
Okay, how much have you seen that progress as she's gotten settled in?
We felt like that's who she was, but it really took some time for her to get comfortable within our offensive scheme and within our defensive scheme. And the biggest thing for us as coaches is to keep her comfortable, keep her confident in what she's doing, because that's when she can go out and make plays.
Coach, the parallels to this, the Kansas game, coming as an underdog, rivalry aspects of the matchup, how do you coach your team in a rivalry game when you're underdog?
Yeah, I think you take the pressure off, and you get to go out there and play a little freer. You get to experience something that we haven't experienced a ton of this year. We get to play with a little chip on our shoulder, so to speak. And I think there's a lot of motivation there when you're that team, and hopefully our players will feel that and be competitive and go out and just be ready to make plays.
In that same vein, I guess, what's some of the advantages of playing a team that has as much talent as this Illinois team?
I think for us, we know what we're going to see starting in January. This gives us another look. We've had a few of those. This gives us another look into an elite caliber team and what it's going to consistently look like for us when we're in league play.
Coach, how do you go into this game plan defensively? You do a lot of matchup zones. You switch up your zones pretty frequently. What does that defensive schematic look like versus an Illinois team that's good offensively?
Well, I can't tell you all our secrets. For us, we've got to be the best version of us, whatever that is. And I think for our staff, we have to go in with a game plan, and we're probably going to have plan B, plan C in our pockets, if things don't go well. But we're going to try to put our players in position to be able to guard them, and understand it. We may have to give up something. They're really good and very aggressive. So, there may be times that we have to pick and choose what we're gonna give up, and hopefully we can just go out, line up, and guard them. I mean, that'd be plan A, right? And I think that's what we're gonna work towards. But as a coaching staff getting ready to play this game, I think you've got to be prepared for adjustments in game if you need to.
early takeaways when you look at them and what they do well this weekend?
Well, yeah. So, one of my concern going into that game will be very similar take. We played Cal, big name, and then we come here and don't play well against Edwardsville. So I think for us, we don't have a margin for error for slippage. So regardless of how we play against Illinois on Wednesday, we have to be really, really good this weekend against SLU. We have to. We don't have the ability to overcome poor play. We don't. So that is the message, period. And then we'll give our team, we'll have them scouted as well as any team that we have scouted, and we will give our team a game plan that they can execute, and then we have to be motivated to go out and actually execute the game plan.
Along those lines, you said last night after the Edwardsville game that you guys kind of came out flat-footed and didn't have that energy. How do you prevent kind of that hangover from a game like Illinois?
Well, hopefully we learned from our last game. I think there is now maybe they understand when I'm saying we have to be ready, they can reflect back to when we weren't ready and what it looked like. We'll talk about it for sure. We will we'll very much make some references back to this Edwardsville game before we go into SLU. And I'm not saying those two are the same opponents. That's not what I mean. But I think, it's important that we not just respect every opponent, but we respect them so much that we know we have to be our best. And that's where we may not have had that always. So I want to get to that. That'd be good growth as well.
In the last 5 games, Illinois has outscored opponents by an average of 38 points. How do you keep this game close to win it late?
We've got to take care of the basketball. We have to get shots up. Preferably good shots, but at least shots. We have to guard them in a way that they don't get easy opportunities, like open layups, wide open shots, high percentage shots for them. So somehow, some way, we've got to make those things a little bit harder, and then we have to keep them off the boards. I think transition defense is going to be a big key for us, getting matched up quickly so we can guard them.
That leads into my next question. When is this team at its best defensively? Is it a matchup situation? Is it personnel? Or is it man or zone?
That's a good question. I think our team is best defensively when we are really working together and we have not just an understanding, but a working understanding of our opponent and can really play personnel heavily, if that makes sense.
We'll take 1 or 2 more. Coach, you saw JD foul out last game. That interior battle is something you guys are struggling with without handling it to come right now. How are you going to prep for the inside battle with Illinois?
Well, I think the same way we've been prepping for some of our games where we know we've got a lot of physical interior opponents. We practice very heavily on guarding post players against Cal prior to the Cal game. We did it prior to Northwestern. So we've had some experience recently in prepping for those things. And I think this one it's not just our interior. It's not just the interior play by the post players. It's sometimes interior play by the guards. And our guards have to be just as physical defensively as our posts.
Coach, while I got you, I figured I'd ask Sydney and Hannah, do you have any updates on those?
No, we don't have nothing new to report at this time.
If I can get a follow-up, just how have they been able to stay, I guess, engaged and involved in the team through some of these longer stretches?
Yeah, listen, when you're not playing and you're not in practice daily, it is really hard to stay engaged. It just is. I've been there, done that, and these two may be the best I've ever had at staying engaged. They're the loudest people in practice. They know the scouting report maybe better than the players that are on the court. They understand every aspect of it. These are two really high IQ basketball players. They know the plays. I mean, it's really amazing what they're able to do, but it's important to them. It's important to be out there for their teammates, and they've been supporting them with great communication and just being there for them every single day. So it's honestly, it's extremely impressive what those two are doing right now.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for coming. Good to see y'all again. I don't know if y'all slept here.